Hello, hope you had a good week. We're going to be studying Yecheskel. We're up to Perek Kaf Gimel. So, just like in terms of the structure, realize we're close to having finished half of the Sefer. So, we're progressing. Okay, you did get somewhere. And it's not quite half, it's almost half. And what we're learning is difficult stuff. We're learning a lot of negative things. Don't be put off by it. Okay? Until the first step of tshuva is always confession. Until you could say, this is where I've fallen, you can't get up. So let's go into another perek of rebuke. This perek is, as all of the rest of our learning, is Le'ilu Nishmas Rachalei Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi. If any of us even make one change in our behavior, realize what an aliyah it is for neshama. Okay, so last perek, I should sum up. Last perek speaks about the downward spiral that was the cause of all of the terrible punishments that were discussed previously. So the downward spiral, in short, has bloodshed on one hand, promiscuity and idol worship following. Then we go to how did they get there? They got there through dismissing real values, losing reality, kina, taiva, kavod, that was expressed through all sorts of smaller sins before they got to the bloodshed and the murder, etc., and the idol worship and promiscuity, etc. Bribery, lashon hara, okay, all of the escapist stuff. We said then that they reached a point where their continued progression downward began to open up every possible restraint in their relationship between people. Because if you don't have basic belief in Hashem, if you're not in reality, then you're in the game for yourself. There's oppression, theft, and their fate was sealed. At that point they were compared to an oven that's meant to purify silver from its impurities, but in fact someone puts in base metal together with the silver. So we've reached a point where we're compared to various forms of base metal. So there's hardly anything left of us. And we still don't do tshuva, and this is attributed to this, that there isn't someone who'll build the fences and tell us who we could be. Okay, so let's go on from there. Vayhi devar Hashem elai lemor. Hashem is speaking to me saying, Ben Adam, shtayim neshot b'not em echad hayu. Famous parable. He says, human being, there were two women. These two women are a symbol of the two kingdoms. The kingdom of Ephraim, the 10 tribes, and the kingdom of Yehuda, the 2 tribes. There were two women. Okay. B'not em echad, they came from one mother. Meaning they had one source. So in the end, we're one nation. V'tazanena b'mitzrayim b'nurehen. And they both were promiscuous in Egypt in their youth. Zanu shama, they were promiscuous there. Moachu shadehem v'sam isu dadei b'tulatehem. They massaged their breasts. They massaged or moved the parts of their body that will awaken sexual desire. So what is this telling us? So it's saying that all of the sins that we discussed in the previous perek had their root in Mitzrayim. Okay, so there are reasons for this. So the first is that it was Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim was a place of extreme promiscuity, revolting promiscuity. And also, we were young as a people, and because of that, we're compared to a young woman who still has extreme desires. So our extreme desires in this case were to bond through avodah zarah. So it's not just the physical promiscuity that was our downfall there, but also that they had in Mitzrayim, I don't know if you're aware of this, you could see remnants of it in the museums, they had temple prostitution. So they had all of their arayos and avodah zarah in one place. Ishmatan ahala hagdola, baliba achota. So their names, the names of these two kingdoms, is Ohala, which is the name of the 10 tribes. Okay, the tent. V'oliba, and my tent is in her. Achata is her sister. So this is a reference to Yehuda, who also had the Levium with him. Okay, these are the ones who, even in Mitzrayim, these two tribes, Yehuda and Levi, were outstanding. Later we'll find Binyamin being with Yehuda, but now we're talking about how they were in Mitzrayim. All of the tribes were in one place, spiritually, and the others were Yehuda and Levi. Levi, as you know, wouldn't work in Mitzrayim. They saw their responsibility to give over the Masorah as their job. And about Yehuda, this is Haita Yehuda Lekadsho, that Yehuda was always seeking sanctity. V'tiena li, and they were to me, v'taledna banim ubanot, they had sons and daughters.